Yeah, boom! Every time there's bans in Fortnite, the rare times there actually are Fortnite bans, it always brings controversy and debate amidst the esports and gaming community. Hello, hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to more esports talk. My name is Jake. What's your name? That's very cool. We're talking about FNCS bans for Fortnite pro players a couple days back. Actually banned for 60 days for teaming and colluding, and the community out there, I would say a majority of which have agreed with this ban, and actually a lot of which say it should be a lot longer. Now, I'm talking about this because there were actually several pro players out there who thought the ban was too harsh, or that the kids and pro players didn't even cheat. If you guys really look into this and really understand what went on, they cheated. They broke the rules. They deserve punishment. That's my overall statement about this. At the very end of the day, I am glad that Epic Games is slowly figuring out, hey, we should probably ban our pro players for longer than 2 weeks. That way they actually think to themselves, we shouldn't do this again. I gave you guys, it was actually Ninja, first of all, his 2 cents on these competitive bans and why they make FaZe Jarvis bans seem very incomprehensible and not really, it's hard to understand because the ban lengths and of course the reasons why these players have been banned have been very variant. So it's not an easy case for someone like Epic Games. I'll show you guys Ninja, Tfue alongside Chap and their 2 cents. Then we'll talk more about other Fortnite pro players and other esports and gaming players who have also responded on these FNCS Fortnite bans.
This competitive scene is purely ran by kids. And then Epic's like, here's a Fortnite tournament. Let older people that play it too. Nate Hill, Funk Bomb, me, Chap. But when all of the practicing and all that stuff, and when they're like, it's not Mongrel and his friends. I don't know, dude. I respect Mongrel and Benji, Fishy, and those guys, man. I don't think they would do this. They're too talented. They're too talented. They don't need to. Which is so weird because so are these kids, and I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed in so many of these kids that they're trying to cheat, man, when they don't need to. Jarvis cheats in a online regular game for no money, gets a full-time ban. Players get caught cheating in a tournament for money, and they get banned for 60 days. All right, go. Floor's yours.
And all the people that said that like 60 days was like too much, I agree with them. If they only did it for 1 game. But they did it for like 9 games in a row. Like, what the f? Oh.
Need to pop a big right as you get in.
Like, what the f? You know what I'm saying?
Probably the last thing, I'll like sum up the Creo and Bucky thing.
The grotto, with nothing but your hands washed, stay 10 feet away.
With the Creo and Bucky thing, my stance is, or I mean Creo, Slack, Skis, all that. Big fan of permabans. So if it were up to me, everyone would have been perma'd. I'm not gonna complain when they're unbanned though. And yeah. People think that it wasn't that bad of teaming because they were shooting each other, but they were essentially teaming up as a squad and killing another squad by what they were doing. Because someone on the receiving end dies to Storm Surge as a result of them getting it for free. So they're basically killing another team with 4 people. So yeah. Also, terrible cover-up job.
And even further pros out there, that being Myth, just simply said it what a lot of people are probably thinking, just don't cheat. The rules are established for a reason. If those rules are broken, you will be punished. And if they're going to break them time and time again, those punishments are probably going to get more and more extreme. And as you guys heard, many pro players think that they could have actually had even worse off. You know, not just 60 days, maybe a longer ban as well. We have people like Nickmercs who actually responded to multiple tweets yesterday agreeing just simply don't cheat. We talked about Nickmercs a couple weeks back, simply saying that Fortnite pros are spoiled. And is he wrong? It's a tough argument to actually make against a guy like Nickmercs, because when it comes time for the simple facts out there, Epic Games has been extremely lenient with all of their punishments for everyone besides a guy like FaZe Jarvis. Super lenient punishments, and these Fortnite pros have been pretty spoiled, right? In less than 3 years, over $80 million in prize pools and funding have been given out to these players, which no other scene has come close to, not even in the same ballpark of in that same amount of time. Less than 3 years, it took CSGO over a decade to get anywhere near that, and that's just pretty crazy to see how much Epic Games has flooded this scene. Now, to the other point of things, I will point out to all of you, obviously Fortnite pros are so young. and some of them naive. You have to understand to a certain extent, for many of them, this is the first actual esport they've ever played. And so if you put this kind of money in front of them, you're going to see cheaters. You're going to see teamers and colluders and people who think they can actually bend the rules. It makes sense. Very lastly, for all of you, even xQc gets involved. He sends out a tweet last night as well, which went over, I would say, pretty well by most replies. You know, it's a dark timeline for competitors when their peers start defending cheaters. Competitive integrity is the very foundation of everything we have, from our tournaments to salaries, prize pools, live events, etc. Stop taking these things for granted. The very lastly as well, if you guys are Counter-Strike viewers out there, Steel, other pro players responding about this, because notoriously enough, it was the iBuyPower guys who have been banned for a lifetime from majors by Valve after match fixing for a few $100 a piece. Fun fact, a couple of these guys who've been banned by Fortnite for 60 days, they would have, if these placements did stand, if they had not gotten caught, they had already come away with a lot more money than those CSGO iBuyPower pros had. And well, they only got a ban for 60 days, and they'll be back shortly after. It's a wild, wild case out there. I think I would say, I'd be fair to say that a lot of us can agree these guys deserve this punishment, and 60 days to a lot of us, at least to me, that seems pretty fair. And I'm glad Epic Games is finally stepping it up, because 2 months is a lot better than 2 weeks. You know, a Fortnite pro player who's 13, 14, 16, 18, whatever years old they is, 2 months is nothing of their lifetime. And 2 weeks is a blink of an eye. So I'm glad they're actually stepping it up out there. We will continue to see this time and time again, and every time it happens, we'll have this discussion, and hopefully the more viewers out there that, you know, watch the channel or in general see these overall opinions of the more experienced pros out there can understand where they are coming from and can understand more likely why Fortnite pros should not be doing these kind of things. Until next time, hope you guys all enjoy breaking down esports gaming news here every single day, all day long, through quarantine, through tough times. I don't know where I'm going with this one. All right, I'll see you guys back here next time.